Hi everyone, it's Deborah, and I made this the other day and it was suggested to me by a lady called Cheryl who left me a comment and said that it would be really good if I could put some pages in the centre of each one so that it would actually be more like a little booklet. So I'm taking that idea and I'm running with it. Thanks very much, Cheryl. That was a great idea. And I have cut down some pages. So I'm thinking that this is what I'm going to do. I've cut them down so that they are 8 inches wide. Just seeing if that's going to work. And I've cut them slightly less than 8 inches so that I do get a tiny little bit on the top and the bottom. And now I need to score these. If you remember from that video, or if you don't, go back and have a look at that video. And I scored them at the 3-inch mark. So I had 3 inches and 5 inches on this 8-inch sheet of paper. So I'll go and do that and then I'll start pulling it together. Now I've just scored these and I've scored them back and front because I've done the whole block at once. I didn't want to put them in individually because paper doesn't work that well in the scoreboard individually, simply because it's quite thin. But if you score them in a bulk lot like this, the front one might not work too good, but the rest will be fine. I'll just burnish that down as well. Hopefully I've got somewhere around the 3-inch mark there. I may end up trimming these a little bit as I put them between the pages if it doesn't work. And I'm thinking if I can put like 3 or 4 in each section. So we'll just start doing that. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut them down more because I thought I would have to do that, but I thought I'd give it a go first just so I could show you how it's working. I want to be able to see all the tabs. I don't want the tabs to be hidden beneath the tab that goes on to the next page. But I think I'll put them in first and then I'll open it up and cut them through on my cutter, because that way I'm going to get a straighter edge than what I've got at the moment. I'll put a chunk in here as well. I might just put all those in. And then this one, put this lot in. And I might have to go back to the other one, I think. The first one I did and put a few more in there because I didn't put that many in there. Oh, I probably cut a few too many as well. And I want to make sure that when I do this, when I put them in, that they are, make sure top and bottom that they are in. Don't want anything to be out of the section there. Okay, and then I'm going to stitch that now. This time I'm stitching it with thread rather than what I did last time. I just want to make sure that's really pulled into that center piece, and line it up and use the pokey tool, just eyeballing that into the center. It's always my philosophy that you don't need to leave something the way you've done it. Change is good, and if you've done something and you don't like it, or someone else has suggested a better method to do it, then why not change it? I'm open to suggestions. I don't know everything. I never have thought that I knew everything. It's always nice to have somebody make a suggestion and then see how it turns out. As usual, coming back through the other way is always a bit more difficult than going in from the inside to the outside, but we'll get there. I want to put some washi down the spine on the back of this, because when I sewn it originally, I didn't have it quite in the fold, and I don't like that you can now see that, so I'm covering all of that up, and I'm also covering my waxed thread that I've just sewn that together with. And just let's get this off. Now you could still use this as a journal, or you could use it as something that you put in, like a little booklet within your journal. I've done a pamphlet stitch with my wax thread, and now I'm going to take it to the machine and I'm going to cut all that excess off so that you can still see the tabs. But I'm just going to mark each of the sections so I know where to cut this in the cutter. I think this is the easiest way to do it, because I'll actually get it in the right spot if I do it like this. If I did it beforehand, I might not get a nice even finish that I'm looking for on here. You may have a cutter that works fine and you can put all of that in. I don't, so the next best thing is the ruler and the craft knife. I've only got one more to go. Oh no, two more. That's only because this is 3 inches wide and that bar prevents it from going into the cutter. There you go. There we have it. We've got a little book. I've still got my tabs, but now I've got all of this journaling space in here. I've just used some old book page for this. It's just a writing pad, a writing book that I had and got from an op shop or something, and I've just used that. But you could use anything in here. I just thought plain writing paper would be a great way to go. What I've realised is that my washi tape matches this paper that I've got in here. I didn't even realise that. I've never noticed that the washi is the same as some of the papers that Tim Holtz does. It's quite funny, really. And I'm putting some down here again simply because I did use that stitching and I don't like that. Now I've taken it out, you can see that one's not too bad, but on some of the pages it's quite obvious that there was a stitch there. Not only that, but a crooked stitch, so let's just fix that up while we're here. Now I'm going to use my big bite and an eyelet. I'm using a 3/16 of an inch eyelet, if I don't lose it, just to put a closure on it. And I was thinking I could do it on that front page and then run it around or tie it up or something. So this is where I'm going to do it, in the center of this. First step is to actually mark that center so I get it in the right place. Gosh, I'm all fingers and thumbs today. So that will be at the 4-inch mark. Quite a dull day today, so it might be a bit hard to get this into the correct spot. I found this bit of brown ribbon. I thought that this might go well in here, through that eyelet, and just leave a bit of a tail so I've got something to do it up with when I pull it around the back. And then pull it around, and I can probably wrap it around twice actually, and then tie it up here. And just trim that off. Okay, there you go. This is Deborah. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.